Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamukire Ishtaprayeshu Bhaktreshu Nityam Bhāgavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnāya Vasudevāya Devakinandanaaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindraya Namo Namaha Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Yeah, please let me know if you can hear me well.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone can see the screen as well.
yes, we can see the screen.
Now also.
Only now the front page. Yeah, now we can see the screen.
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 24. Maitreya पितृभ्यां प्रतिष्ठे साध्वी पतिम् इंगितकोविदा नित्या पर्यचरत् विद्या भवानी वा भवं प्रभुम्. Oh, sorry, I'm reading 23. I don't know if Vasalila Mataji is there. Rupa, maybe you can tell who can edit this.
Yeah, sure. She's not there. I will tell her.
Okay. So, let me start from now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 24, Renunciation of Kardama Muni. Maitreya Nirvedavadinimyevam Manordhuhitaram Munihi Dayaluksalilayaha Shuklabhiryahitam Smaran. Recalling the words of Lord Vishnu, multiple sage Kardama replied as follows to Swayambhuva Manu's praiseworthy daughter Devahuti, who was speaking words full of renunciation. Rishirvacha Makido Rajo Pritvam Atmanam Prati Anindite Bhagavan Ste Ksharo Garbham Adurat Samprapasyate. The sage said, do not be disappointed with yourself, O princess. You are actually praiseworthy. The infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead will shortly enter your home as your son. Yata Pratasi Bhadram Te Damena Niyamena Cha Tapodravida Tanaischa Shraddhaya Cheswaram Vacha. You have undertaken sacred vows. God will bless you. Hence, you should worship the Lord with great faith, use exemplary control, religious observances, austerities, and gifts of your money in charity. स त्वयाराधितः शुक्लो वितन्वन्मामकं यशः चेत्ता ते हृदयगन्धिम् औदर्यो ब्रह्मभावनः. The personality of Godhead being worshipped by you will spread my name and fame. He will vanquish the knot of your heart by becoming your son and teaching knowledge of Brahman. Maitrevacha देवहूत्यपि सन्देशं गौरवेण प्रजापतेः सम्यक् श्रद्धाय पुरुषं कूटस्थम् अभजत् गुरुम्. Sri Maitreya said, Devahuti was fully faithful and respectful towards the direction of her husband, Kardama, who was one of the Prajapatis or generators of human beings in the universe. O great sage, she then thus began to worship the Master of the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in everyone's heart. Tasyam bahutithe kale Bhagavan Madhusudanah Kardamam Viryam Apanno Iva Daruni. After many, many years, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Madhusudana, the killer of Tamil Madhu, having entered the semen of Kardama, appeared in Devahuti just as fire comes from wood in a sacrifice. Avadayam sada vyomni vaditrani ghana gayanti tam sma gandharva nrityanti apsaraso mudha. At the time of his descent on earth, demigods in the form of raining clouds sounded musical instruments in the sky. The celestial musicians, the Gandharvas, sang the glories of the Lord, while celestial dancing girls, known as Apsaras, danced in joyful ecstasy. Vedho samanasho divyaha kecharer apavajitaha praseduscha disha sarva ambhamsi sa manamsi cha. At the time of Lord's appearance, the demigods flying freely in the sky showered flowers. All the directions, all the waters, and everyone's mind became very satisfied. Tat kardamashama padam saraswatya parishritam swayam bhushakam vishige marichi aduvir abhyayat. Brahma, the firstborn living being, went along with Marichi and other sages to the place of Kardama's hermitage, which was surrounded by the river Saraswati. Bhagavantam param brahma sattvenakshen spruhan tattvasankhyana vignaptyai jatam vidvan ajah swara. Maitreya continued, O killer of the enemy, the unborn Lord Brahma, who is almost independent in acquiring knowledge, could understand the portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his quality of pure existence had appeared in the womb of Devahuti just to explain the complete state of knowledge known as Sankhya Yoga. सभाजयन् विशुद्धेन चेतसा तच्चिकीर्षितं प्रहृष्यमाणैरसुभिः कर्दमं चेदम् अभ्यदात्. After worshipping the Supreme Lord with gladdened senses and a pure heart of his intended activities as an incarnation, Brahma spoke as follows to Kardama and Devahuti. Brahma त्वयामेव चितिस्ताता कल्पिता निर्वलीकतः यन्मे संज्ञकृवाक्यं भवान् मानदमानयन्. Lord Brahma said, O my dear son, Kardama, since you have completely accepted my instructions without duplicity, showing them proper respect, you have worshipped me properly. Whatever instructions you took from me, you have carried out, and thereby you have honored me. एतावतीव शुश्रूषा कार्या पितरि पुत्रकैः बाढम् इति अनुमन्येत गौरवेण गुरोर्वचः. Sons ought to render service to their father exactly to this extent. One should obey the command of his father or spiritual master with due deference, saying, Yes, sir. इमा दुहितरः सत्यस्तव वत्स समद्यमानः सर्गमेतं प्रभावै स्वैर्ब्रह्मयिष्यन्ति अनेकदा. Lord Brahma then praised Kardama Muni's 9 daughters, saying, All your thin-waisted daughters are certainly very chaste. I am sure they will increase this creation by their own descendants in various ways. असत्तत्वऋषि मुख्येभ्यो यथा शीलं यथा रुचि आत्मजा परिदेह्यद्या विश्रमीः यशो भुवि. Therefore, today please give away your daughters to the foremost sages with due regard for the girls' temperaments and likings, and thereby spread your fame all over the universe. Vedaham Atyam Purusham अवतीर्णं स्वमायया भूतानां सेवतीं देहं बिभ्राणं कपिलं मुने. O Kardama, I know that the original Supreme Personality of Godhead has now appeared as an incarnation by his internal energy. He is the bestower of all that is desired by the living entities, and he has now assumed the body of Kapila Muni. Jnana Vijnana Yogena Karmanam Udharan उद्धरण्यकटाः हिरण्यकेशः पद्माक्ष पद्ममुद्रापदाम्बुजः. By mystic yoga and the practical application of knowledge from the scriptures, Kapila Muni, who is characterized by his golden hair, his eyes just like lotus petals, and his lotus feet, which bear the marks of lotus flowers, will approve the deep-rooted desire for work in this material world. येषमानविते गर्भं प्रविष्टः पैटभाग धनः अविद्या संशया ग्रंथिं चित्वागां विचरिष्यति. Lord Brahma then told Devahuti, my dear daughter of Manu, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who killed the demon Kaitava is now within your home. He will cut off all the knots of your ignorance and doubt. Then he will travel all over the world. अयं सिद्धगणाधीशः साङ्ख्याचार्ये सुसम्मतः सुसम्मतः लोके कपिल इत्याख्यां गन्ताते कीर्तिवर्धनः. Your son will be the head of all perfected souls. He will be approved by the acharyas, expert in disseminating real knowledge, and among the people he will be celebrated by the name Kapila. As a son of Devahuti, he will increase your fame. मैत्रेय उवाच तावाश्वास्य जगत्सृष्ट्या कुमारैः सह नारदः हंसो हंसेन यानेन विधाम परमं ययो. Sri Maitreya said, after thus speaking to Kardama Muni and his wife Devahuti, Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, who is also known as Hamsa, went back to the highest of the three planetary systems on his swan carrier with the four Kumaras and Narada. गते शतधृतौ शतः कर्दमस्तेन चोदितः यतोदितां दुहित्राः प्रादात् विश्वसृजां ततः. O Vidura, after the departure of Brahma, Kardama Muni, having been ordered by Brahma, handed over his 9 daughters as instructed to the 9 great sages who created the population of the world. मरीचये कलां प्रादात् अनसूयाम् अथ अथात्रये श्रद्धाम् अङ्गीरसे यच्चात् पुलस्याय अविर्भुवम् पुलः गतिं युक्तां कृतवे च प्रियां सतीं ख्यातिं च भगवे च यच्छद् वसिष्ठायापि अरुन्धतीम्. Kardama Muni handed over his daughters Kala to Marichi and another daughter Anasuya to Atri. He delivered Shraddha to Angira and Havirbu to Pulasya. He delivered Gati to Pulaha and the Chesh Kriya to Kratu, Khyati to Bhrigu and Arundhati to Vashishta. अथर्वणे ददाक्षान्तिं यया यज्ञो वितन्यते विप्रर्षभान् यतोद्वाहान् सदारान् समलालयत्. He delivered Shanti to Atharva. Because of Shanti, sacrificial ceremonies are well performed. Thus he got the foremost Brahmanas married and he maintained them along with their wives. ततस्त ऋषया क्षत्ता कृतधारा निमन्त्र्या निमन्त्र्य निमन्त्र्य तं प्रातिष्ठन्नन्दि आपन्ना स्वं स्वम् आश्रममण्डलम्. Thus married, the sages took leave of Kardama and departed full of joy, each of their own hermitage, O Vidura. सचावतीर्णं त्रियुगम् आज्ञाय विबुधर्षभं विविक्त उपसंगम्य प्रणम्य समभाषत. When Kardama Muni understood that the Supreme Personality of God and the chief of all demigods Vishnu had descended, Kardama approached him in a secluded place, offered obeisances, and spoke as follows. Let's stop here. Okay, so we will see what Kardama Muni has done uh, after he has handed over his daughters, and he has confirmed that Devahuti will be blessed with a son whose expansion of the Lord. So let's go through the words. To let me know if you can hear, if you can follow. I somehow could not enable the Bluetooth or mic. I don't know. Are you able to hear well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's go here. So, Sage Kardama Muni is assuring his wife, dear wife, because the last verse of the previous chapter, if you remember, she was feeling very painful, and she in fact said, "Whoa, what kind of I'm literally cheated. Huh? Saham bhagavato nunam vanchita mayaya dridam yat tvam vimuktidam prapya da mumukshaye bandhanat." See, in spite of such a great opportunity that I have a great husband, such a great father like Swayambhu Manu, I could not make best. I think it is that the time or the what do you call this the vital energy Maya has cheated me. Yeah, this is because of her humbleness. Why? Because in the same chapter we also read what is the greatness of Devahuti, how well she has served her husband. In fact, she has pleased her husband to that extent that the husband was completely uh, submitted himself submissively to Devahuti that whatever I have attained, all the austerities and powers and everything, I give it to you. So this particular verse, yeah, yesterday when I said because of there was this power failure in my laptop, I couldn't say this. But we should not think that Devahuti is repenting for what she has done. No, it is the greatness of devotees that they are always humble and they, out of their humility, are sharing what kind of, because a devotee is only happy when the Lord is pleased with our activities, and we always have this sense, oh, Lord may not be pleased with what I have done. I think I still should have to improve because I'm not up to the mark. So that is the spirit of devotee to always feel humble, and in that humility, he is actually giving more and more and more, and this more can be unlimited. We may think it's limited. We may think that I am limited. No, here we can see that Devahuti's spirit was in humility. She was feeling very, very sad in spite of such a great opportunity. As a devotee, we should also feel that oh, there are so many service opportunities around us. There are so many nice ways to please the Lord and His devotees. But oh, see, I'm so much busy with my sensual life, enjoy material life to my best. Rather, I have not prioritized this vocation. So that should be the move. From that verse, we can take so much. But how to confirm that we didn't imagine something which is not right? No. Kardama Muni, in fact, he encouraged his wife not to be sorry, thinking herself unfortunate. No, don't do that because the Lord is going to incarnate, was going to come from her body. So this is not normal. It's not possible that Lord will appear from anyone just like that unless one is a great devotee. Uh, so that is one thing. And Dhrada Gatasi Bhadram Te, what you have done, you have very carefully controlled, Damena, Damena, Niyamena Cha, what religious observances you have reached. Hence, you should worship the Lord with great faith through sensory control, religious observances, austerities, and gifts of your money in charity. This Sunday, when we discuss about charity, we will cover this aspect, how to understand this. But we will for now go to understand what Kantamanman is telling to his wife. He is consoling, he is not just faking. This is also very important. It is not that we flatter a person, whether it is wife or husband or any other person. No, it should be genuine at the same time appreciating, which means there will definitely be good qualities in everyone. We can take I would say that there, in our experiences there will be some good incidents and some not so good incidents. With good incidents we can always appreciate, and with not so good incidents we can use them when the right time of time, place, and circumstance is really satyam, priyam, hitam. If we can exercise our power of speech or austerity of speech, then we can, yeah, actually, in the nectar of instruction, it is said, na, Vacho Vegam, Saprodha Vedam, Vegam Chokha Vegam, Uday, Udarupastha Vegam, So there are these urges, and one who can control these urges can make devotees all around the world. Uh, so coming back here, here it said you have to factually engage, he's telling to his wife, in devotional service with austerity and penance. So here, while Kardama Muni appreciates the great qualities of Devahuti and also her great success because she is the source of the Lord's appearance in the form of Kapila Muni, but still, because husband is a guru of the wife by default, whether wife accept or not, of course, the husband has to. One may say, no, come on, husband should qualify himself and then only he can do this. Yeah, but if a person is totally in the mode of passion and in ignorance, then that is okay. But if a person is in the mode of goodness and passion, yeah, I think the wife should uh, submissively accept. And here, that's why Kardama Muni advises his wife, you have to factually engage in devotional service with austerity and penance, following the religious principles and giving charity. Again, three things. Thus, the Supreme Lord will be pleased with you and he will come as your son. It's not just, okay, the Lord is coming, but one has to prove his belt by this. So he says, but he will vanquish the knot of your heart by becoming your son and teaching the knowledge of Brahman. Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah, I know, yeah, you are feeling very demoralized or demotivated or disappointed. What has happened? Don't worry. The Lord will come and he will break all the knots that are there. Hridaya Granthim. Granthim means not. Hridaya Granthim. Audarya. Yeah, your son will share his knowledge. And this is what is called Sankhya philosophy that will be taught. Uh, and in the Purport, Prabhupada brings the example of King Rishabhadev, who also tells to his sons of what is the material world is atmosphere of attraction for man and woman, or male and female. That attractions take the shape of a knot in the heart, and by material affection, it becomes still more tight. For people who hanker after material possessions, society, friendship, and love, this knot of affection becomes very strong. It is only by Brahma Bhavana, the instruction of by which spiritual knowledge is enhanced, that not the heart is cut into pieces. So one may not just throw, no, 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 if I'm getting the mercy of the devotees, if I'm getting the mercy of the sadhus, if I'm getting the mercy of the Lord, then it will be gone. But what is needed is mentioned here, that one should also proactively, explicitly, with seriousness and focus, have to avoid material conditioning before. So why to have a knot and wait for the Lord to break it? We should avoid as much as possible not to have this. So Sri Maitreya said, Devavati was fully faithful and respectful towards the direction of her husband. It is not that she said, hey, hey, what are you doing? Huh? Anyway, you are going and you are giving also a big class to me. This is not fair. No, no, she didn't do that. She accepted Kardama Muni's instructions. And she thus began to worship the Master of the Universe, the Supreme Lord who is situated in everyone's heart. That is, in the purport Prabhupada is, this is the process of spiritual special realization. One has to receive instruction from a bona fide spiritual master. Kardama Muni was Devahuti's husband, but because he instructed her on how to achieve spiritual perfection, he naturally became her spiritual master also. There are many instances wherein the husband becomes a spiritual master. Lord Shiva also is the spiritual master of his consort Parvati. A husband should be so enlightened that he should become the spiritual master of his wife in order to enlighten her in the advancement of Krishna consciousness. This is very important. It is not just a convention, it's not just a formality, or it's not an obligation or social tree, this social taboo. Yeah, that yes, husband should dominate wife, irrespective of whatever his character is. No, a husband can become guru only if the husband is having spiritual vision for his wife. A husband should be enlightened, that he should become the spiritual master of his wife in order to enlighten her in advancement. Generally, three or woman is less intelligent than men. Therefore, if husband is intelligent enough, the woman gets a great opportunity for spiritual enlightenment. So what happens if the wife is more enlightened, more spiritually advanced? Still, There is the etiquette of a woman or a wife is to submissively enlighten her husband, not in a challenging mode, not thinking that she is greater than her husband, because in a marriage, wife and husband, we may say both are equal. No, husband has upper hand. Huh? That's why he said the master of the family, Yajamani. Hmm? Um, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary has especially stressed the instruction of spiritual master. One should accept the instruction of spiritual master as one's life and soul. Whether one is liberated or not liberated, one should execute the instruction of spiritual master with great faith. It is also stated that Lord is situated in everyone's heart. One does not have to seek the Lord outside, he is already. So these are some points through which we can understand Lord is always sitting within the heart. And if he comes out from the body of a devotee, it does not mean the particular woman becomes his mother in material sense. He is always there, but in order to please his devotee, he appears as her son. And this went after many, many years, the Lord, having entered Kardama Muni, entered the son of Kardama Muni, appeared in Devahuti just as fire comes from wood in a sacrifice. So the Lord has appeared. In this connection, Prabhupada is very nice. God is all pervading. He's everywhere. So how can we say that Lord has appeared somewhere? The example we are given is fire. He is already present in wood. The question comes, how is it possible fire is present in the wood? It is present, otherwise, how can, when you burn the wood, of course, you may not even need a matchstick, you don't need a, for all things. Just if the two pieces of wood rub against each other in forest, there is forest fire. Is friction the power of, is friction the fire? No, it is the, the the potential of wood to have the fire, that's why the fire is kindled and then it burns. Similarly, God is all pervading. So God is everywhere there. Just like in wood, there is every element of wood has every element of fire in it. The Lord appeared in his devotee's semen, just as an ordinary living entity takes his birth by taking shelter of the semen of certain living entity. Huh? The Lord accepts the shelter of the semen of his devotee and comes out as his son. This manifests his full independence to act in any way, and it does not mean that he is an ordinary living entity forced to take birth, forced to take birth, mm, yeah, forced to forced to take birth in a certain type of womb. Lord Nrsimha appeared from pillar of Hiranyakashipu. Lord Varaha appeared from the nostril of Brahma, and Lord Kapila appeared from the semen of Kardama. But this does not mean that the nostril of Brahma or the pillar in Hiranyakashipu's palace or semen of Kardama Muni is the source of the appearance of Lord. It is not source, it's the means. Ah. So after that, then Lord Brahma appeared, and that at the time of Lord's appearance, the demigods, they were showering, and then the Brahma went along with Marichi and other sages to the place of Kardama, which was surrounded by our Saraswati. And Maitreya said, no, Lord Brahma, who is almost independent in acquiring knowledge, could understand that a portion of the Lord, in his quality of pure existence, has appeared in the womb of Devahuti just to explain the complete state of knowledge known as Sankhya philosophy. Ah, and here, the purport, it says God expands either as Kala or as Amsha. Amsha means direct expansion. Kala means expansion of the expansion. Right? And here, who is Kapila? The word Amshena also indicates that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna appeared as Kapila Muni in a portion of his portion. Kapila Muni's incarnation is not not direct expansion of the Lord, like Rama, Simha, like Vamana, Varaha, yeah. But it's like Amsha. But it is the portion of the expansions. There is no difference between expansion and the expansion of the expansion and the personality of Godhead directly, as there is no difference between one candle and another. But still, the candle from which the others are lit is called the original. Krishna is therefore Para Brahma, or the ultimate Godhead and cause of all causes. And after that, Brahma started speaking to Kardama Muni Devahuti that, oh, you have he glorified Kardama Muni for satisfying, following his instructions, and he was satisfied. So, if a recognized devotee brings forth the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son, how he should be praised? Therefore, Brahma not only worshipped the incarnation of Godhead Kapila, but also praised his so-called father and so-called father Kardama Muni, and he appreciated that uh, sons out to render service to their father exactly to this extent. Whatever I have told you, just followed and you just did it. One should obey the command of his father or spiritual master. In fact, the shloka is saying Gauravena Guru Vachaha commands. With you know how? With due deference saying yes, sir. Prabhupada writes in the purport, two words in this verse are very important. One is Pitari and another word is Guru. The son or disciple should accept the words of his spiritual master and father without hesitation. Whatever the father, the spiritual master order should be taken without argument. Yes, there should be no instance in which the disciple or the son says, this is not correct. I cannot carry it out. When he says that, he is fallen. The father and the spiritual master are on the same platform because the spiritual master is the second father. The higher classes are called Dvija, twice born. Whenever there is a question of birth, there must be a father. The first birth is made possible by the actual father. The second birth is made possible by the spiritual master. Sometimes the father and spiritual master may be the same man, and sometimes they are different men. In any case, the order of the father or order of spiritual master must be carried out without hesitation, with an immediate yes. There should be no argument. That is real service to the father or to the spiritual master. I'm just reading the purport. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has stated that the order of the spiritual master is the life and soul of the disciples. As a man cannot separate his life from his body, a disciple cannot separate the order of the spiritual master from his life. If a disciple follows the instructions of the spiritual master in that way, he is sure to become perfect. It is confirmed in Upanishad that the import of Vedic instructions is revealed automatically only to one who has implicit faith in the supreme personality of Godhead and in his spiritual master. One may be materially considered an illiterate man, but if he has faith in spiritual master as well as the supreme personality of Godhead, then the meaning of scriptural revelation is immediately manifested before him. Ima Adhuhitara Satyas. Lord Brahma then praised his 9 daughters, saying, all your thin-waisted daughters are certainly very chaste. I am sure they will increase their creation by their own descendants in various ways. And then, of course, here we can see he has given different daughters. He asked Kardama Muni to finish off with his household duties of giving daughters away. Someone may say, hey, did he just leave away before completing his duties? Um, your daughter should be handed over to the rishis according to the taste and character. But now, how to know the taste and character of the other person? According to astrological calculation, a person is classified according to whether he belongs to godly or demonic quality. In that way, the spouse was selected. A girl of godly quality should be handed over to a boy of godly quality. A girl of demonic quality should be handed over to a boy of demonic quality. Then they will be happy. But if a girl is demoniac and the boy is godly, then the combination is incompatible. They cannot be happy in such a marriage. At the present moment, because the girls and boys are not married according to the quality and character, most marriages are unhappy and there is divorce. It is foretold in the 12th canto of Bhagavatam that in this age of Kali, married life will be accepted on the consideration of sex only. When the boy and girl are pleased in sex, they get married. And when there is different deficiency in sex, they separate. That is not actual marriage, but a combination of men and women like cats and dogs. Therefore, children produced in the modern age are not exactly human beings. Human beings must be twice born. A child is first born of a good father and mother, and then he born again of a spiritual master in the Vedas. Yeah, I mean, there is more, but yeah. That is the last line of the purport is, at the time of their combination produced child, everything was scrutinizingly and scientifically done. But now, yeah, it is more on the spaces. Vedaham Adhyam Purusham Avatirnam Swa Mayaya Bhutanam Seva Tim Deham Vibranam Kapilam Mune. He says, I know that the Supreme Lord has now appeared as an incarnation by his internal energy. He is bestower of all that is desired by living entities, and he has now assumed the body of Kapila Muni. And then he says to give away the daughters to the Sapta Rishis and also to the to whom he gave the his other daughter. That was it's the becomes. So Maitreya having reassured the creator living along with his mother and Narada. Huh? And after that, yeah, after the speaking to Kardamuni and his wife Devahuti Brahma, who is also known as Hamsa, went back to highest planet on with four Kumaras and Narada. And then after that, yeah, Kardamuni handovers his wife and daughters in the marriage to everyone, and he gives Shanti to Atharva. Hmm. And thus married, the sages took leave of Kardama and departed full of joy. And when Kardamuni understood that the Lord has appeared, has descended, Kardamuni approached him in a secluded place, offered obeisances, and spoke as follows. That's what we will discuss today. Thank you very much. Any thoughts, questions? How was it? Namataja Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Gurmata. What?
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
I
It
think
was
you answered already. Okay, maybe he can ask, then I can ask later.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It was wonderful, Prabhuji. And
What did
yeah,
you like the most?
I like that how husband and wife should be in a relationship, and how husband should, be spiritual advanced, and he can be a guru of wife. And even though if wife she's more advanced in a spirituality, she should not think superior. She should always be guiding and teaching her husband. So yeah.
Yeah, it's not that the wife takes a passive role. Yeah, still she is active, but she has to demonstrate the quality of a genuine feminine quality of to be soft and soft-hearted and also soft-speaking. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
In the case
Thank you,
of
Prabhuji.
Mandodari, we know. In the case of Gandhari, we know. In the case of even, yeah, of course, Panchali, we can see she was a little more strong, but nevertheless, she had to wake up her soft-hearted Sattvic husbands. But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Prabhuji, I have a question on this point.
Mhm.
If I can ask, for example, like we are trying to progress in our spiritual journey, but sometimes we see other couples are doing more and very good in spirituality, and we think, okay, we wish we could be like them. So, is this kind of feeling is good to have, or we should not have this kind of
If
feeling?
we have that feeling, then only we will approach them and learn from them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We should not be envious of their goodness. Yeah. And at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, we shouldn't become more procrastinate or what a life I'm leading. It's not at all. I'm disgusted about it. No, nothing negative feelings. What we should do
Mm-hmm.
is we should understand how to associate with those families more often, more regularly, so that we can understand by asking. Yeah, either if we can directly observe and practice, that's fine. But also by genuinely asking, they may share why they have prioritized Krishna in their life and working together. So it is very nice to find such because Manmana Baba Madhbhaktya Madhyajivam Namaspuram. So we have to find those devotees who are constantly or often remembering Krishna, and but we also desire, but we don't know how to do it. So we need strategy. We need ideas. We need plans. We need guidance. That is possible when we, first of all, understand the greatness of others, and of course, approaching them, appreciating that, and then try to apply that in our life.
Okay. Okay.
So
Thank you, Prabhuji.
it is not that we go into negativity or pessimism that about our own self. No, this is
Mhm.
needed because we follow. Yeah, even Krishna himself said, I follow the religious principles not because I need to do it, but making sure that as role model. Otherwise, no one will follow. So, which means there is a purpose of someone in the society to whom we can follow and go in extra mile.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, great. Nice problem. Yes, sorry, Timothy.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, thank you for a nice lecture. You were mentioning that, okay, so there were 9 daughters, and each one had got married to some elevated, personality like Munis. So, and then when how the father decided, like, okay, at that time also astrology was there, like it was there, of course. I'm just, but they were doing that actually, or that
Yeah,
they were
they
checking
followed.
astrologically
Yeah,
that,
they check.
okay, this is the
Yeah.
suitable one for
Yes.
my this daughter, and for this daughter, this
Yeah.
is a suitable
There are
match.
two things, Mataji.
It was like that.
Nice question. There are two things. One thing is if the guru says if you marry so and so, and then if one is so submissive, they just marry. I know about
That's true.
Mandakini Mataji, Prabhupada disciple, who she didn't had a thought of marriage.
Ji.
She was just serving Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said, okay, now you have to go and preach in Russia, and for that matter, you have to marry so and so, Prabhu. And she just simply accepted. It's not that Prabhupada was just checking, because for devotees who are trying to transcend, transcend the modes of material nature, so the devotees are at a different frequency. For a devotee, there is no need of all this compatibility, marriage compatibility. What do you call this? Of course, if it is there, it helps, but it's not the criteria because a devotee appreciates the devotional aspect that both are ready to sacrifice their own urges or their own preferences or stands for serving Krishna. So, yeah, there
Yes,
might
Ji,
be
Prabhuji, yes.
having compatibility can help marriages, but need not be. If Guru says, then there is no question because Guru's instruction comes with the power to maintain that relationship. Yeah. Yeah.
Ji. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
And in this case here, Brahmadev said, yeah, marry your daughter, spending Kardama Muni who arranged. Yeah, okay. And Brahma is also not just pushing, not a, not a dictator model. He said, okay, just make sure that the daughters get right husbands based on their tastes. So they can enjoy. Try to bring two opposing energies and fight and become more devotees rather when two can harmoniously work together. Yeah.
Ji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, yes, clear.
Okay, then thank you very much. And let's continue this chapter tomorrow. And check it out. District passing the previous and the minimum parameter production. Ramraj, Sri Bhagavatam, Sri Vishnu, Sri Prabhupada,